Alright, here we go. Special Tuesday night edition of Dungeon Masters of Entrath. Normally we are tomorrow at this time. Stigma Buster says, I might not be ready to roll right away though. Steam is acting up, and I'm downloading the standalone client. It almost don't update. Yeah, I had that same issue. I'm playing on the standalone client right now, where the vast majority of the time I play on Steam, but Steam just refused to connect, so I wanted to try the standalone client. Standalone client worked. So I said, alright, fine. We'll do it this way tonight so that it works. Even though I like to have my hours tracked by Steam. So as always, if you have a deck ready and do wish to challenge the dungeon, please speak up in chat and let me know this, so I can start putting together a queue. Steam will not download an update. Yep, I've had that exact same issue before. That is what kept me out of the Hex Clash a couple weekends ago. I was trying to load into the game and I couldn't get the thing to load in time, and then I tried to switch over to the standalone client, and the standalone client was like stuck in an update loop forever. So I missed the Hex Clash by about 5-6 minutes by the time I finally got into the game. Was not terribly happy about that. So for now, until we have a challenger, we're going to do a little bit of Frostring Arena, I think, just to pass the time. Wait for people to stagger in, because I know this is not the typical night that I do this, and Function is going to be running a tournament roughly the same time I'm going live, which may impact how many people show up today. Understandable, but I wanted to do something to make up for missing a stream last week. I just felt like absolute garbage last Wednesday, and so the last thing I wanted to do is put myself on camera and fake like having energy or being enthusiastic when really I just wanted to kind of curl up in bed and sleep. Much better today. I was doing some drafts this morning. I finished 2 drafts, 2 and 1. Which is a slight improvement from the 2 drafts before that, where I went 1 and 2 on each of those, so still right around the 500 mark. Your allergies were killing you? Oh, that's the worst. I haven't had that problem as much for the last 5-10 years, but I used to have the worst tension headaches and constant sinus issues, and I think I've outgrown it or something. But for me, it was overwhelming tension headache early. So I just woke up and I felt like my brain was trying to drill its way through my skull. And then in the afternoon, it was just kind of crushing anxiety, unfortunately. Which is not a good look for being on camera. Alright, let's try to find those few Terra Ranch legs in there. Hey, there we go. Got you. Throw some more in there. Pass it on. So this Yarna Tarantula mill deck is not probably not the fastest deck out there. I have yet to actually get a perfect with it, although I got the list off of Snake, and Snake has apparently been able to pull that off. But it is quite a lot of fun. Just to throw a crap ton of eggs in the spiderling eggs and tarantula eggs in their deck, fish them out, stomp the crap out of them. Mill their deck to oblivion. The only thing that drives me nuts about this deck is when you get a ton of tarantula eggs in one shot, you have to go through the hassle of triggering every single one of them, even though they only have one target. And unfortunately, the extra tarantula eggs don't just auto-resolve when the thing they had targeted was already killed. Alright, yay, we get an arena brawler on the next one. The sand feels too slow. This is better because it starts the tarantula egg train and gives us things to both produce more and fish out the ones that are made. Fenteo turn 1 though is an awful draw when we already have one. Computer picks the worst times to act up. No, oh my god, and now I've got Hex. Hex.exe has stopped working, so I'm right there with you. Let's see if I can get back in right away. Alright, so full disclosure, I have the standalone client loading up. I know it's looking to download an update. Good lord, what the hell? Alright, so we're going to try to download that, and I'm going to... Preparing to launch Hex, so I can't launch the Steam version either. This is probably the same problem a lot of other people have been having. An error occurred while updating Hex Shards of Fate connection timeout. Downloads. When it rains, it pours. Yeah, we are, Can I put my webcam on here? Oh, that's, of course, that's the wrong webcam. Alright, well, we'll stare at a black screen then. Let's see which one of these... Okay, here, this one says it's done. I think we're going to get back in on the standalone client. That is the first time I've ever had the standalone client crash in that particular fashion. Oh. How do I turn the... Okay, here. I'm just going to do this for a second. Just because y'all don't need to see how many characters my password is. Yeah, we'll reconnect. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Minor inconvenience, but not the end of the world. Grab some more resources. Start the egg train. ReaperBot is kind of annoying. It's basically, what was the bot in the original one that everybody hated? Because it's basically that exact encounter with a facelift. Alright, this may not be correct, but I'll get those out of there. Pass the turn. I don't really want to play Fenteo because... Oh, good lord. Well, I guess that's what Transmography is for. Just because ReaperBot can ramp so fast to wiping everything out. Right, how many of those do you have? You had 2 and you had another one in your hand. There's another Fenteo's gift. Seek some adventure. Start milling. Ooh, it's good to get the Charge Colossus out of there. Free board wipe. At this point, I think I want to play a Fenteo because I need to do something, and I kind of want to incentivize getting rid of all those charges. And it looks like we can even get some spiderling eggs on the way out. Or tarantula eggs, you know, y'all know what I mean. Alright, show me some eggs. Wait, does this have... Is that a bug? It transmogrified with no sockets on it. Oh, I suppose that's because this champion has no thresholds. So there's nothing to put on it. It's a very weird situation, but it actually makes sense that it doesn't have any sockets on it. Alright, can I find my eggs, please? No, I cannot find my eggs. Finally. Have some more eggs. Have all the eggs. I sense a nerf of Fenteo's gift and its equipment in the very near future. Yeah, it could get nerfed. So could the Chaos Touch thing. Spiraling End, whatever it's called. That can cause some shenanigans. That's destroy target. Oh, it's target non-artifact card, not all of them. I thought that worked differently. Alright, have some more spiders, spiders. Didn't realize how good Fenteo's gift was until I purchased the couple I needed to finish my playset, and then I actually started playing with it. It's so busted. Yes, I didn't even really need to bother with Fenteo, I guess. Spirit of Retribution might get a nerf as well. Those boots are just too damn good. Hex doesn't like you running cards you don't actually have the shards to play with. Remind me what Spirit of Retribution does, because I am less familiar with PvE. I'm not sure what that one... I'm not sure I have that one. Yeah, I'll keep this. This is potential. Needs for a sapphire threshold. got there. And start the spider train, pass it over. It's the flying spirit that gets +1 when you take damage. The boots make it so that if it's in your hand and you get attacked, play it for free. Nice. Yeah, so you just throw it out there. You don't even have to have the thresholds. Alright, so I don't know that I'm actually going to find our egg so soon. Oh, hey, look at that. I do. Kismet loves me, this I know. Forfanteo tells me so. Hello Hexers. There was a rolling hotfix, so at your convenience you should patch your client. It's become the last line of defense in a lot of decks. I'll have to look that card up. Alright, let's see if we get a card first. No tarantula eggs. Whenever they do a rolling hotfix, that's I think when Steam breaks. Alright, Chronic Madness is up to being worth 8. So now we're going to find all the eggs. I think Ethereal Healer and its boots pre-nerf. Yep. I remember playing around with that before the nerf. They would just come into play from nowhere. Be free. What? When a opposing troop attacks, gain 2 health. Okay, that's why. Yeah, well, you may have killed 1, but have 6 more eggs. Revert any number of target cards. Well, that's not going to do anything. Yeah, so Angel of Dawn really punishes decks that want to attack with a lot of weenies. But Tarantulas really go above and beyond what the Angel is ready for. Alright, and now I have to force through a bunch of Tarantula triggers. Wow, and that didn't kill you? Alright, well, this will. Like, oh, that's enough swinging to get them up to 36 health. And then we'll knock them down to negative 44. Hey, Fenteo. Much happier to see you now than in a later tier. This hand is bad. This hand is also bad. This hand is workable. playing a regular shard first just to get the eggs in ASAP. Swing for 3. Don't really have an immediate need of a turn 2 play, so now can do an ice and an arcane focus. Or I could play the wrong shard, and so we will ice and do nothing. Focus for a spiraling end. Arcane focus for an ice. And arcane focus for a chronic madness. Create 4 spiderling eggs. When a spider enters play under your control, each opposing troop either gets less attack or less defense. So it's not worth swinging in with the Arena Brawler. It won't connect. Oh. Just working down Fento. Nice and steady. Oh no! You Terrorantulaed my Terrorantula. You annoy me. Alright, I think that's good enough. Wait, is it get the lethal? Bam, got the lethal. See ya. Perfect tier, and I have mail. We have a VIP booster pack. Thanks for being the best VIP member ever. You are welcome. Take a gamble that this can work. Yeah, you're in. let me know when you're fully ready, and after I finish our Frost Ring Arena match, we will have a go. Seek more fortune and just pass this baby over. Spiring Long End is not very good yet. What a troll. Hey, at least it gave us a decent card for it. Morphology, transform it into random action of the same shards. Don't morphology this one immediately. Alright, Spiraling End, Fenteo's Gift. Pass it back. Yes, fill your egg deck with more crap. And have some eggs. Well, Heatwave does get rid of all the baby spiders. Can't quite get lethal this turn. Yeah, I didn't think I needed to actually use any of my cards. Like these spiderling, these triggers when there's nothing I have to target, so they just come out. You go right ahead and take out Fenteo. That's fine, buddy. Overkill. For the next boss fight, you will start the game with 2 charges. Sweet. Alright, I backed out. Stigma, if you are ready to roll, let me know, and we can get rolling. Yeah. Steam does not want to download the Hex. Ready when you are. Alright, shoot me a... I think you're... Raptos, if I'm remembering correctly. Alright, I sent you a whisper so you can send me a challenge when ready, and we shall roll. I actually need to get my grid here, so I'll be like 2 seconds. I had just thrown the grid on the floor a few feet away, so I needed to grab that, because I don't actually have everything memorized. Alright, let's do this. Raptos rolling up into the dungeon with Cassia, Golden Light, and some candles. Alright, this is not the fastest hand, but definitely fine. Have to start with a wild shard, but can get a blood shard on turn 2. Get a Dread Factory, have Probe Warp Hair out on turn 3. Okay, Bulky was a pretty bad early draw, just because it isn't going to do anything until we get to 6. Threshold, Radiant Servant, 2/1 flyer, get the 7 resources and can pay 7 to illuminate 1. Alright, so we'll just throw down a Dread Factory and pass it back over. Try to build up our Dreadling engine faster than they can build up the Candle engine. Going to take 2 here. Alright, and so I could Butcher, but I want to get the Probe Warp Hair out as a blocking threat to check against these, and as a source of some counters for the Dread Factory. Waxed on, I would guess to make 2 more Candlekin. Now we start building them up. Yep, that's a nice wide board. Only swings in with the 1 that we can't do anything about. So we'll put a counter on that. We're going to hold this one up as a blocker. I'm going to go ahead and use Butcher to take that out. And then for now, hold. Flame Guard, aggressive board. Doesn't swing in here. Alright, we'll take a counter. Once again, we'll take a counter. And I'm going to throw down a Burly Botanist. Pass the turn back over. Those are some big war heroes. Only swings with one. Totem traps it. Well, before that happens, give me my counter. Alright, Shoku's Garden. This will help us stall. Or maybe live a little bit longer. Probably not really stall too much, just in the face of the amount of things that can crack into only a solitary blocker. Yeah, it's rough. So I can strangle one, but then I'm taking 16. Gotta try to deal some counterpunch damage here. So these are going to each do 3, and then they will do 3 more on their way out for being sacrificed. So that helps, but Raptos is still looking really good here. Wounded Warcallers are 5/1s. That's 10 damage. I'm gonna risk and let that through. Alright, and now I'm not gonna swing with any of these dreadlings, so I'm just going to exhaust them all. So that they all are guaranteed to die at the end of turn, deal a point of damage, gain me some health, and I made a colossal mistake in letting all that damage through. We're only at 8. Blocky, 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 4. Yeah, Alpha Swing kills us. I shouldn't have let the 10 through, but I don't know that it really mattered. There's 5. That's optimal blocks, and that's still 3, 7, 8, 9. That's still way more than enough. Alright, so Raptos clears the first room. Close that out. Alright, so here's what's left of the dungeon map. 2 out of the 4 pillars have been annihilated. So the dungeon's starting to look a little more collapsed. Top half is completely gone. So the options from here are rooms 2, 3, or 5. and then ultimately assaulting pillar 2 or 3 as the only bosses left alive. So which way are we going, Stigma Buster? Choose your destiny. I think both of these final bosses have been seen before too. Whoa, did I just get a host? My viewer number jumped. Greetings to everybody tuning in. We are going to go to room 3. Okay, send me a challenge when you're ready. I know which one that is. So for those of you just tuning in, you are watching Dungeon Masters of Entrath. This is a game show that I run usually every Wednesday night. I'm doing a special Tuesday broadcast to make up for the fact that I missed last Wednesday because I felt like garbage and just did not want to put myself in front of a camera. So we're doing one today, and we're going to be playing again tomorrow night. This is friendly kitchen table style PvP with PvE trappings to it. I have built a deck, dungeon, which is a series of encounters represented by this map. If you defeat one of the encounters, you move on to the next one within the dungeon. Make it all the way to one of the final pillars and take out the boss, and you win the grand prize. If you lose anywhere along the way, your run is done, and the prize grows for the next challenger. And so 2 of the 4 bosses have been successfully defeated, so grand prizes have been won twice. Raptos is the first person to challenge the dungeon since Pandemica took out the dungeon last week. Pandemica knocked out one of the pillars, won the grand prize, and then we ended the stream at that point. The timing was pretty much perfect. It was right about when I was going to have ended the stream anyway. So Pandemica, walk-off winner. Gonna hold on Chronic Madness until there's some extra value in the form of spiderling eggs to try to fish out. So this deck, when a dungeon goes live, I do not change the contents of the deck. So this is a mill deck that was built before the advent of Frostheart. So there's a lot of Frostheart tech that could have gone in here, but I was not going to change the deck. Alright, so again, I'm going to hold on the champion power as well. Probably Azurfang Decree next turn, and then start doing some mill when there's actual things to find. That's a real aggro start. Alright, you can go back in the hand. Alright, so it's going to be Azurfang Decree. Now that we have some goodies to find, now we'll start throwing away cards. And take this opportunity to see what's in the deck. Flame Guard, some Ice Burn, Frost Blast to kill an attacking troop. All sensical removal options. Raptors playing Burn doesn't want anything to do with Spiderlings. And it's going to keep going wide on the Candlekin. Probably not a bad strategy, because this deck's troop count is rather low, as I recall it. Now, to be eligible for to compete in the dungeon, this dungeon is Immortal format. All sets are allowed. Your decks may only include common or uncommon cards, no rares or legendaries. Although, as the Dungeon Master, I will have some rares and legendaries in the deck to simulate AI-only cards and help kind of increase the overall challenge level. Alright, come on, show me some spiders. Nope. Well, there were only 5 in there. Got rid of some totem traps, flame guard, initiate a wax. And there's the more expensive flame guard. I have to take 4 from the swing. Alright, just gotta keep trying to bury and find some blockers here. Even though there aren't that many in there. Oh, I could have countered that. Derp. Well, I might want to save this for a Wax Dawn. Matter of fact, I probably want to save this for a Wax Dawn. But I need to find some blockers because otherwise Nina's going to be dead well before 31 more cards disappear out of that deck. So remove 1 blocker, 3, 6, so it was still dead. Three, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so Raptos has defeated another encounter in the dungeon. Let's pull the map back up. Although I think the path is linear at this point, but just so everybody knows where Raptos is going. So Raptos has defeated encounters number 1 and 3. Yep, so it is linear here. Because Adir took out the challenge room that is to the right of encounter number 3. So for Raptos here, Raptos is going to be fighting encounters 8. And then if they win, 17 and then 21 again is going to be the final boss here for the grand prize. You can type !prizes in chat to pull up the link to the Google document where I keep the current prize list, just so that it's not cluttering up the screen and so that you can see where that easily lives. And we'll wait for Raptos to send another challenge when ready. You can use 1 deck for the entire dungeon if you so wish. That is not a requirement. You are allowed to change your deck between every single match of the dungeon if you so wish, as long as all of your decks meet the rules. So some people have watched the dungeon repeatedly over the weeks and seen what these encounters are will make hate decks to specifically counter some of those specific encounters. Stingo Buster, by the light of Lumos, I will triumph. Well, you're on a straight path here, so your next encounter is number 8. So just send me a challenge when you have the deck you want. I don't know if you're going to keep using that or if you want to change. But either way, I know which deck I need to be playing, so just shoot me the challenge when you're ready to go. And we'll carry on. Alright, here's the challenge. I'm going to remove the dungeon map. And we're on this deck. Okay. The jankiest deck in the dungeon. I remember what this one does. So this is the deck that lives by this combo. Demented Demolisher, sacrifice this to void all resources from your deck into trying to find a bunch of silvers or slivers of the Immortal Spear to create enough to deal 5,000 damage to our opponent's face. So we're going to keep this, and then there's stuff like Lullaby to basically try to jump, buy time, stall, delay, to allow us to get to the pieces. One of these days I really hope this deck actually works. But so far it has not been able to work. That's why I say it's janky, and that's why I did not put it deeper into the dungeon than this, because there's still 2 more challenging encounters to blast through on the way to victory. But we gotta feel for the slivers. Demented Demolisher, pay 3, sacrifice that. Okay. And this needs one of those 2 thresholds. I forget if this is a 4-shard threshold, or this must be a like 4-shard threshold deck. Gonna choose diamond off of this one because we could get a while off of that one if needed. This actually works the turn it comes out, which means it'll be possible to Oracle Song for a couple cards. Alright, got a Well of Purpose for a Sapphire. Oracle Song for some more food, and pass things over. And discard cards in excess of 7. Oh, dang. I don't need 2 Demented Demolishers. So, Pyre Soul Summoner. Pay 4 to summon a Phantom, or pay 4 to summon a Blaze Elemental. That's pretty strong. Especially if Raptus wants to Blaze Elemental into a naked board like what we've got over here. Alright, so gonna take a Wild here. Can get the blood, so we've got the threshold needed for the Demented Demolisher. That's going to be a lot of damage, but I'm going to start the Sliver Train. Exhaust that to put another one in there. Arcane Focus. To immediately find a Sliver. And I'm going to actually put these back in the deck. Might want to get a couple more resources. This gets to 5, this gets to 6. That's probably enough. And then just break everything. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage coming in. So actually probably have to hold up a Lullaby here. Oh, Well of Ancients for second blood. Play a Sliver. liver. I don't think it's gonna make it, because I have to lullaby next turn. Alright, no damage. That really didn't help. Throw those both back in the deck. Create some more splinters. But I don't think this is getting there. Oh, Flame Lick takes out Demented Demolisher. Decides to make the candle can bigger. So that's 2, 4, 6. Not lethal.
Uh-oh.
Really didn't need a shard. Alright, so let's try to find a fog. And haha, just kidding. We're dead. What happened to your bit boss rain? It like reset, Rob. I don't know what was going on because nobody had challenged you, and I didn't reset it. But I just kind of logged in one day to see that it decided to put me as my own bit boss again. So I'm not sure exactly what's up with that. Sell out, lol, how much do you need? Yes, it would be 101 to take over. And then it should bump you up to a higher number. Alright, so that is the next deck down. So to pull up the dungeon map again. Woo! Rob Tangle cheered 101. Much love, much appreciated, and now you should correctly show as our Overlord bit boss once again. There it is, Rob Tangle. And Raptos, our first challenger of the evening, is on to the second to last room in the dungeon, room 17. Candles running hot. Does Raptos have what it takes to go the distance? Rob, peace and justice have been restored to the land. Alright. Come at me, Stigma Buster. Room 17. I'm gonna turn off the map again. Three decks defeated, 2 decks remain. Could Raptos be our third challenger to knock out a pillar? Third person to walk away with a grand prize payout from the dungeon? We shall find out soon. And depending on how long these pillars last, that's going to dictate when I really need to get my butt to work on making the next dungeon. I will admit I'm not done with it yet. I've only started making a few decks. It's going to be Frostheart themed, and I haven't decided if it's going to be Immortal or Standard yet for the builds. But if a third pillar does fall tonight, and heaven forbid, if a fourth pillar falls tonight, then if both final bosses fall, then we just have to be done, because I don't have a new dungeon for y'all. And I will start getting to work furiously building one to be ready. Alright, so this time we got Valors versus Candles. Representing Scars of War, which is the set that this deck basically pulls the most out of. Our goal here is to basically Valor all the things, get our banner, which will give us a Valor every turn, and continue Valoring all the things. Ashwood Firebrand, anything that has Valorous gets Swift Strike, and the Spearcliff Captains, anything that has Valorous gets Flight when it attacks. So if those both stick, then we're going to be starting to swing in with a bunch of Valorous flying Swift Strikers, and that can get painful in a hurry. But the shenanigans are going to be quite limited if we don't find a second diamond. Otherwise, I'm just going to be biding my time here. Oh, feels bad. The timely burn. Alright, and I got nothing to do. Can't play a true. Just gotta play my shard and pass. Rapto's playing nothing on 3. There's our second diamond. Mr. Hammond, I think we're back in business. Don't immediately burn me. Okay, sweet. So Spearcliff Captain is now out of burn range, but there's plenty of other ways to kill it. There's shard number 5. Let's throw down another Spearcliff Captain. Give that baby Valor. I want to hold this Valor for the moment at least. And swing with the one that can. So I shouldn't have held it. I forgot about Totem Trap. Lesson learned. I'm getting the banner next turn anyway. Shouldn't have been cute. Immediate regrets. Templar of Lumos. When this deals damage to a champion, illuminate 1 and it has Swift Strike. That is going to meet Pyre Strike. It's definitely going to meet Pyre Strike. But there's no need to do it on our turn because Pyre Strike is quick. So it may be possible to catch Raptos in some greed if they try to do something to buff it up even more. Then and we could get some additional value off of it, theoretically. Although that seems unlikely to happen now.
Shit, not again!
So 2 coming in off the Candlekin. That is going to get taken out. Okay, only 1 Candlekin. Alright. Nope. Nuke that pre-combat. Pre-combat damage. All the eggs in one basket. So it would be good, it would not be bad to find another troop. Make them bigger. Make them bigger. Yes. Because now I can just take one out. And the ultimate AI endgame. I think this is like a one of, by the way. I'm just gonna start throwing these around like candy because they're there. And Raptos throws in the towel. It was a good run. Got to the second to the last encounter. And let's, I want to just check for the record. Because this dungeon's been out long enough. SS Room 6. Yeah. Hero of Legend is a one of in this deck. And oh, I'm sorry, it's a 2 of. There's 2 Heroes of Legend in there. There's 2 Hearts of Embers. Everything else is common and uncommon. So those are the... I don't generally disclose the contents of the deck, but this dungeon has been going on for well over a month, so at this point, you know, people say don't nerf the dungeon, so I won't nerf the dungeon, but I will let you know this is what you're fighting in that encounter. 2 Heroes of Legend, 2 Hearts of Embers. Those are the biggest threats. 4 Ardent Officers. As you can see, this curve tops out at 4. It's a very cheap, very fast deck. So good games, Raptos. Excellent run. Got right up to the second to the last battle. And that was our first run under the new grand prize. Well, that's the best I've done since I started playing Dungeon Masters of Entrath. I'm not disappointed, and I feel like there's some real promise in this deck. It did very well. I didn't get to mill enough of your deck to see your entire list, but it was doing the job. I think you probably have 4 Waxed On in there. Waxed On is definitely a good card to be using with that. And so, for Stigma Buster's run, we have added 1 Swangsmith Virtuoso into the prize pool. And the next failed attempt is going to add 2,000 gold into the package. So if there's anybody else in chat who has an Immortal format, commons and uncommons only deck, which, if by the way, if you've been playing any of Function's tournaments, you probably have a deck that meets the rules. So just speak up in chat, let me know if you wish to play. Otherwise, what I generally do at this point is I do not want one person to repeat challenge the dungeon multiple times in a row without a gap in between. So if there's not another physical person lined up, then I will either do like an Evo game or some Frost Ring Arena or something to give that person a bit of a cooldown, and then they're allowed to challenge the dungeon again. So at this point, I'm going to take a very short AFK. I need to use the restroom here and grab some water because beer does not hydrate you. So I will be right back, but if anybody does have a deck and wish to go, let me know. Otherwise, we'll do a couple Frost Ring Arena matches, and then Stigma Buster will be eligible to play again. So be right back. Alright, I'm back. Again, if you have a Immortal format, commons and uncommons only deck, and wish to challenge the dungeon, let me know. I'm going to jump into a quick Frost Ring Arena match or two here, otherwise, to kind of give Stigma Buster a cooldown so that they are eligible to compete against the dungeon again, otherwise. I really don't like this hand. I think that takes a little too long to get going. This isn't great either, but we'll make do with it. So Lightning Sky Hunter Elite troops without flying get -3 attack. So Spiderling or Tarantulas really suck in this matchup, which is one of Yarna's major win conditions here with Fenteo. Trying to create a lot of 5/5 spiders to swing it for the victory. They're a lot smaller. So against Lightning Sky Hunter Elite, it's really the mill avenue is where this deck wants to go. And just getting all the cards out of their deck. We are still going to try to corrupt their deck with as many Spiderlings as possible, Tarantulas as possible, though, because those will kill a troop when they come into play, and that is one of the things that's going to help us stay alive. No, no, don't get rid of... Oh. And I probably have to transmogrifate that too. Oh! Oh, come on! Summon a random troop with flight, and they get Zakir. Filthy. I think this is pretty much rip. So that's going to be 4. Yeah, I need to seek adventure and pray for extinction. Oh, hey, there it is. So that's going to be 10 damage in the air. I'm going to have to eat it. We'll play a Spiraling End to start trying to destroy that deck. And be super thankful that extinction is a thing that's going to happen next turn. Alright, so get rid of all of their troops. And we live to see another day. Going to double down on the Spiraling End and Hero Fall to get all of those out of there. Oh, because look, they had another in hand. And did that get that? Woo, that completed the mill. That was terrifyingly close. One more, and then Raptos is up again. Oh, this is so close to being good. Alright, I'm going to Greed Keep and cry if I don't find a Sapphire Shard. Because Fenteo and 2 Tribunal Magistrates can be devastatingly good if you hit them on time. Could be getting punished. Could definitely be getting punished. Nope, never didn't have it, although there is a slight delay here. I'm going to hold on the focus. I don't actually think this deck needs a second Sapphire, but we don't need a triple blood. I'm gonna do Fenteo first. I don't remember if Sly Huntress had plays combat tricks. Didn't attack. Sweet. Have some eggs. Ooh. They went for the mill. Oof, can't block. Okay, so there were 3 of those in the deck. Usually I kind of feel iffy about Hero Fall in the arena because it doesn't seem like it removes too many troops. But that was a good hit. Alright, time to get the Spiraling End out here. Now try to find some goodies. Okay, Fenteo's Gift. Put some more eggs in there. I'm just going to transmogrifade that now because I don't want more things to get double damage. Oh, wow. Look at that beautiful Tarantula hit. Although we now have to manually make all of those Spiderlings super kill the one troop. the other fun thing about this deck is that the computer loves to throw all the removal at the spiderling, or at the tarantulas, and not the things that can make more of them. Swing with all of this stuff, make the computer do the math. And it's lethal. Alright, Time Step Magistrate Elite's next, but we'll save and quit. Alright, so Raptos. Cooldown achieved, and you are eligible to challenge the dungeon again. And if anybody else would like to challenge the dungeon, as I've said before, please speak up in chat and let me know, so we can get you in the queue as well to have an opportunity to try to fight for prizes tonight. So I will just chill here and wait a second for you to send a challenge. We shall fight once again. Getting close to level 50. Still got a long way to go to the level cap. I should mention too that theoretically one of these days, I'll keep this, 2 Dread Factories and 2 Dread Botanists. This could get absolutely stupid with the Dreadling generation. That eventually I will have a subscriber emote, which is the princess going to be the Princess Corey that you see on the right side of your screen here. That was approved by Corey Jones himself, who was kind enough to allow me to use a cartoony representation of his Hex character for fun shenanigans. This was submitted to Twitch over a week and a half ago and is still pending approval. So one of these days it's gonna show up. It's in the queue. But no idea when Corey's gonna be able to bless the Hex action. Alright, Raptos is throwing down the Illuminate, getting the first Candlekin of the game. I want a second blood. Wow, I just realized I have another Dread Botanist here. That's pretty disgusting. I want to play the long game. And take a counter on that versus swinging in. We want to overwhelm through superior numbers. That's what it's all about. No! Oh, crap. I let that resolve without at least getting my counter off of it. Sad day. Won't forget to get the counter before the ready step here. So 2 Dread Factories is great if we live long enough to get those started. There's a butcher in here to take out a candle. I live in fear of Wax Dawn. So it was probably both. No swing. I am surprised because I would have taken 6 there. Alright, still playing the long game. So next turn, both of these are going to go off. But that is so much damage coming in. So I'm going to block 1. To save health total a little bit and take that one off the board so it can't start doing the whole you can't block shenanigans. How many charges is this? It's 8. So the Dreadling generation is great, but the blocking game is dreadful. So this all comes through, and then it's 3, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna let it happen. Oh crap, that illuminates pre-combat damage. Well, rip. So even with optimal block, dead next turn. Yeah, that's a bummer. So Raptos once again is going to take out Tharaz at the start of this dungeon. I don't know why the candle can... Okay, so it's a visual ghost because the candle can art changes as they get bigger. And this is what it's supposed to look like. But it's incorrectly showing the base form art when it's zoomed out. Alright, so Tharaz is super dead. Super dead. And so here's the map again of the remaining encounters in the dungeon. Are we going to be taking the same path through the dungeon? Okay, 3. So we are taking 3, 8, 17, 21. We're doing the same path as before. Alright, I'm going to remove the map and send me the challenge when you're ready to rock. The irony of that song that's playing. We didn't start the fire. Stigma Buster did start the fire. Got those candlekin burning. The Great Lukao, to challenge the dungeon. This is, what you're watching is Dungeon Masters of Entrath, which is, I don't usually stream it on Tuesday. Normally this is a weekly show I do every Wednesday night. But I'm doing a bonus stream on Tuesday because I was sick and missed streaming last Wednesday. This is kind of PvP play with PvE flavor to it. I'll bring the map back up again. This is the dungeon. If it's scribbled out, people have already defeated it. I had 4 final bosses in this dungeon, where each one of these numbers corresponds to a deck I built. Players always start in room 1, and then choose which path they want to go through from there, working their way through the decks. Matches are best of 1. If you beat a deck, you move on. If you lose at any point along the way, your run is done. And then we add prizes to the prize list. So basically the prize pool grows bigger every time somebody fails to beat the dungeon. So to challenge the dungeon basically means that you want to challenge me and try to run those gauntlet of decks in the interest of trying to win prizes. Any kind of deck we can't run. So this dungeon, just for future reference, there's a channel chat command which is not well publicized, but it's !rules. You can type that into see and print what the rules are so that you can refer to those whenever you want. But I can tell you that for this dungeon, it is immortal format, so all sets are allowed, and it's commons and uncommons only. No rares, no legendaries. So if you've participated or watched any of the tournaments that Function's been running, his tournaments have been operating under those exact same rules. Immortal format, commons, uncommons only. You will see in the Dungeon Masters decks that there are some rares and legendaries in my decks, and those are there to fill in kind of the role of AI only cards to kind of simulate that higher power level that the AI would have access to, and to kind of increase the challenge level of the experience. So if and when you see these decks using rare and legendary cards, when I say you can't have them, it's by design. And I do try to be very selective, I guess I should say, with how many rares and legendaries get used in dungeon decks, because I want the dungeons to be hard, and if you beat the dungeon, I want you to feel like a badass, but I don't want the dungeons to be impossible to beat. That would defeat the entire point. So, am I seeing this right? 2 Arcane Alacrities, so whenever Raptos plays an action, they are going to get 2 charges. Now, every time we gain a charge, Dementia Daisies is going to mill 2 cards out of there, and I actually sequenced this wrong. I should have played Azurfang Decree first, to put Spiderling Eggs in there, and then done the mill, to try to increase the odds of finding one. Nicholas the Fourth, what's shaking? Welcome to the special bonus Tuesday edition of Dungeon Masters of Entrath, making up for me being sick and not doing a stream last week. Oh, if there's 10 or more, bury the top 5 instead. Sweet, so that's already starting to snowball. So Raptos is in a bit of a pickle here, stuck on 2 resources. And we've milled out several. So gain a charge to mill out a few cards. Use charge power to mill out a few more. Swing with Great Spawn of Oathig to slap down some more. And a whole look for, hey, free spider. This deck does not win by dealing lethal damage to the opponent. This is all about mill. And this is a deck that was designed before Frostheart came out. So this is mill without any of the advantages that the new set provided. And all right, I see you, Nicholas IV, aka Artifaction. Nobody else has challenged the dungeon besides you and Raptos so far. Formally said they have a deck ready, so you will be next. We are just compounding the agony here. Oh, it just buried out 2 more shards. Alright, and the Great Lucao will challenge the dungeon after. Alright, so we've got 2 more folks now. Holy crap, this deck's gonna win. It's a product of incredible shard screw by on the unfortunate victim Raptos' part here. Alright, goes for the Flame Lick to take out the Great Spawn, or the Spawn, which is a good move. A very good move. Because otherwise that was like a 3-turn clock. Alright, I'm gonna throw 1 spider in front of the Candlekin. And here we go. Octh, Great Spawn of Oathig, the wonderfully unpronounceable. At the start of your turn, bury the top card of opposing champion's deck. Then if that person has 20 more cards in the crypt, transform the buried card into a Spawn of Oathig and put it into play under your control. Good old, wholesome, old school milling snowballs. And we have a Frostbite to lock down the 2 strong Candlekin. And then just as hope arises, boom, comes back ruined. The Chaos Touched. Revel in your despair. Oh, I screwed that up. I was supposed to play Frostbite pre-combat to lock those 2 down. Now they're actually going to get to swing. I am doubtful that it matters, but that's 10 points of damage that did not need to be given up there. And I am going to let that through. Yep, so that's 12. That was a bad mistake. Okay, now since I'm not winning on combat, well, I'll ship 4 of these and then leave a couple spiderlings back as idiot insurance against myself. Alright, so remember, kids, stun the big bad guys. It was a valiant effort. Nin got off to a fast start, managed to hold the course.
Morton, walk away.
Alright, so we're going to update the prize count to 2, or the fail counter to 2. Add 2,000 gold into the prize pool. Alright. And so, let me see here. Nicholas IV, aka Artifaction, you are up. And the Great Lucao, if you could let me know your in-game name, I would appreciate that. Just so that way I know for sure who you are and that the challenge is coming from the right person. Luca, alright. Nice and obvious and easy to remember and connect to your... Make the connection between your Twitch name and your in-game name. That works for me. Alright, Artifaction wasting no time. I didn't even need to send him the whisper. He's like, boom, let's go. Let's do this. First room's always the same. So let's get this dribbling shenanigans going. Ooh. Arcane Alacrity AA sleeve. Found in the Wheels of Fate for Frostheart. Very nice. You may dim my light, but as long as Lumos is by my side, it will never be extinguished. I may have lost to chaos this time, but enlightenment will prevail in the end. I love it. Yeah, I don't think I have those yet. Those are nice sleeves. I think these are my favorite of the Scars of War ones off the Wheel of Fate. I like that art. Papa Goot. Papa Goot with a Volt Wrench. So every 2 turns, or every 2 charges, Papa Goot will get access to another Daybreak. Alright, next turn, Probe War Pair is a thing. Always been a lore-heavy guy, and Hex really scratches that lore itch for me. Nice. I would personally love to see... I went to school for English. I'm a big reading guy. I know Hex likes to do kind of the parcel out their lore through card art and kind of implied through the imagery and stuff. I would really like to see them post more like lore articles and lore stories up on the main site. Because for me, that's my and keep those easily readable and accessible somewhere. Because that's my favorite kind of way to consume lore, is just to have it dumped on me and then give it to me, give me something to read. All right, so we're gonna just exhaust that for a counter. Holy Hannah, 3 Daybreaks already. Sapphire. Okay, this is... I was expecting blood with Twilight eclipses. I was not expecting Sapphire. So this is going to be interesting. You've seen this before. This thing can go off in a hurry. Uh-oh. Actually, what am I thinking? I want to go this route with it. Swing it, even though that's like, all right, I will make that trade. I will take that trade. Artifaction has the advantage that I currently have no idea what that deck is trying to do. I mean, I have some guesses. Oh my god, Death Gen. Okay, I feel you. Bring back Daybreak Diviner so you get yet another constant. Yeah, I think I want the bulky here. And swing for the hills. When a constant enters play under your control, put a random troop from your crypt in your hand, so they're going to get it back. That also means, unfortunately, that they have the ability to get Twilight Revenant back, but we're still going to take it out. Charge power. Is this enough? Boom! That was getting scary. That was getting real scary. The constant ability to bring back something that makes even more constants and the Twilight Revenant. That was getting pretty scary. GG. So let's add you to the list. Oops, not 23 fails, just 3. And we're going to add Zodiac Crowfeather off of my rare queue. And into the prize pool. I don't really have much of anything to spare yet as far as Frostheart rares go. Still working on my collection in that regard. Alright, so Liu Kao, you are the next victim, contestant, on Dungeon Masters of Entrath. Challenge me when ready. Victim indeed. You never know. Can't win if you don't compete. First time challenger. Welcome to the shenanigans. Hope you have some fun here. That's what we are all about. Is fun shenanigans, playing wild and crazy decks that you would not throw at the ladder. Alright, SS room 1, yep, got the right deck. Let's roll. Fall Clash sleeves. So this is a really troll hand. 3 Sapphire Shards, 5 Burly Botanists at 5. No thank you. And this is a troll hand. Really great hand that only has 1 shard. Alright. I'm gonna have to try to find a way to draw out of this. So Lukao rolling up with Swamp Butt. He's gonna try to fart some Dreadlings to death. Swamp Butt, 3 charges, 1 Ruby Threshold, create 4 Swamp Gas, put them into your deck. The Swamp Gas cost nothing. They are basic actions that deal 1 damage to target troop or champion, and then draw a card to replace themselves. They're good enablers for other things where actions matter. Alright, so we got a Shoku's Garden. A shard would have been, I think, maybe a little better. I'm just going to exhaust these to try to work on the factory. And now we have things in the crypt that can be scrounged next time there's another shard. Fury Chant. Interesting. When a constant enters play under your control, this deals 2 damage to each opposing champion. Ooh. Ooh, I see what you're doing here. Deal 1 damage to target opposing champion or troop, Runic. So that becomes a rune. A rune is a constant, and therefore Fury Chant does 2 more damage. Interesting. So I'm going to scrounge that for the 3 Dreadlings needed to polish off the Dread Factory. Yeah, straight up constant burn, right? It's gonna struggle in the face of so Swamp Gas. It's going to struggle in the face of Shoku's Garden, though, into 2 Dreadlings a turn. Because we're going to be gaining 2 health basically every single turn right now. Swamp Gas. Found another one. Can you smell what the swamp is cooking? And a Rift Spasm. Well, that's a bummer. Strangle's a quick action, so no need to throw that down right now. Alright. So Swamp Butt is a long way from dead. Playing a Boisterous Ballad, which will create a... what's that do? Create a 2-drop with speed? Yes. And Rune Fusion, create a basic action that you meet the threshold requirements to play and put it into your hand, and it gets Runic. Because runes for plus Fury Chant equals pain. So that didn't swing. So I guess I'll let it hang out. Shogu's Garden is absolutely our savior right now. Another Fury Chant. Starfire Totemist is what was conscripted. Exhaust any number of ready troops that cost 1 you control, and this gets +1/+1. So that's kind of a miss. It's just a 1/2 with speed. Alright, gonna take out the Rift Spasm. Summon more Dreadlings. Swing with the team. Windborn Ascension, so that'll create a 3-drop with flying. You may sacrifice an artifact. If you do, this deals damage to target champion or troop. So just going to be a 3/2 flyer. Ugh. Excuse me. Maybe a little loose to strangle that. Maybe there's bigger threats, but I'd like to try to connect with my apprentice again.
You must learn the ways of the Force.
Arena regular, so there's a charges matter sub-theme to this too. Alright, so with Bulky out, now we basically just play the I don't even need to swing with the Dreadlings game. Because when they die, Bulky will cause them to deal a point of damage to Swampert. Yeah, you know what? I suppose I could have swung with that. Fury Chant number 3. Alright, but now I don't want Bulky to get blown out before the combo finishes itself. Because it's death next turn. I like that deck idea. If not for the obscene amount of health that I was able to gain off of Shoku's Garden, I'm pretty sure that would have raced us down. Shoku's Garden was the savior there for the constant. Runic card was something you couldn't even cast? Isn't it supposed to be in the shards you have, though? Excuse me, I'm an old man. getting tired early. Alright, so turned an artifact I control into my hand into a warhulk. And you have no artifacts. I get you. Yeah, that is a swing and a miss. Unfortunate hit off of that one. Alright, so I think that puts us to the top of the list. If there's nobody else who wants to challenge the dungeon and has not yet done so,
You're walking in the woods.
then probably got enough time for, depending on how long people's runs go, at least one, maybe two more runs, possibly three
He's following you.
if
About 30 feet back.
somebody wipes
Down on all
early.
fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
As it's 9:02 p.m. right now, I generally run
You're
until
looking
10
for your
o'clock
car,
Central
but you're
Time.
all turned around. He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere.
Alright, I'll recue, just say the word, and I am there. Alright, and I'm guessing Blue Cow may want another run. Stigma Buster, would you want in as well? So what I may do is
Seem to have lost it.
I will probably flop the order a little bit, because Stigma Buster's had
With a murderer
2 runs tonight
who creeps silently
already,
through the underbrush.
just for being the early bird.
In the distance,
I may bounce
small
things
cottage
around,
with a light up.
Stigma Buster, if you don't mind.
Move stealthily
And
toward it. But your leg, it's
let's
caught
go
in a bear trap.
Artifaction, give you a second run. Blue Cow, give you a second run. And then time depending, Stigma Buster, a third. That way everybody's had pretty much the same number of chances to play. Awesome. Glad, appreciate your flexibility, Stigma Buster. Glad you're alright with that. So then, Artifaction, why don't you go ahead and send me a challenge and we'll give you your second crack at it for the night.
Leg. You've beaten Shia LaBeouf.
Meanwhile, I will try to send you a whisper too. Alright, there we go. You're ready. So, bam. He says, I'll bring my namesake this time. Ooh, hey, look at this.
Floor, expressionless. You fall to your knees and catch your breath.
Happy laughing
You're finally safe.
Frostlock sleeve. That's the first time I've seen that. I like that. That's pretty cool. This hand kind of gets filed under risky keep. Because the Dread Factories need a little bit of time to get rolling. Alright, so this is probably a terrifying build, similar in vein to what I think Pandemica used to absolutely wreck us. So I'm going to just throw the Dread Factories down before the Shoku's Garden, so that there's some things there to get value from. Alright, so this is another... Okay, that's a weird art glitch. Is that really what the full art looks like? That art's kind of lame, full art. I don't know. Alright, so this is a Dreadling burn build. that being able to pump, so unfortunately I have to get rid of that right now. Don't like being stuck on 2. Summon a Dreadling for each different race you control. That would only be 1 right now. Need to take 4. Alright, I think Botanist first for the consistent Dreadling generation. This is when an artifact enters play under your control, so I'm not going to get burned by my own Dreadlings. My life for a shard. Alright, so some health gain is nice. Conceal. Target troop gets +1 attack and unblockable. I didn't realize that Artifaction was wishing us good luck, have fun, so I will reply now. Find a second blood, and I forgot to... punt. Punt. Could have had that ready to go in advance. Alright, exhaust all those Dreadlings to feed Dread Factory number 2. And gain some life here. And now hope that... Oh, that's mean. Yep, so that's 3, 6, 8 damage coming in. Cannot block that. Alright, this feels bad, but I want to protect my health total while trying to set all this up. Alright, now let's not make that mistake again. Exhaust that now. So 4 Dreadlings, multiple Dreadlings right away. Might want to save this Dread Apprentice for closer to having the charge power. So we'll throw it on a Probor pair as a blocker. Now it's a race between Dreadling strats. Eat 2 for every Dreadling that comes into play because of this guy. This is currently making, or can't be blocked, so that'll make 2, swing in for 2 damage every turn and some Dreadlings. So the dream is to find a second blood for Strangle. So just get rid of that. And good things come to those who ask. So let's not mess around. Let's just get rid of that. Please don't have a verdict. I think I do want to swing in with the Probor pair to apply some pressure. Completes that so that my Dreadlings now literally don't do anything. That's good counter Dreadling tech right there. So now I'm manufacturing a whole bunch of troops that don't do anything at the beginning of the turn. Now I need to figure out a new way to crank out damage. This is gonna get real awkward if neither one of us has a way to kill the other. Alright, so I'm gonna get rid of the thing that deals us damage every time a dreadling comes into existence. Summon some more dreadlings. Power everything up enough that these dreadlings are actually gonna hit. No! No! And it all goes down in flames. It felt like it was gonna be a good turn. Just kidding. Alright, time for plan B, which is called live long enough to find a bulky, and then exhaust all the dreadlings. Yep. Take your sweet 0 damage. I'll gain my more health, so... Oh, dear God. I'm surprised that's not even bigger. 7/7 Shambling Junker. Which is comfortably out of strangle range. So I guess I'll summon more dreadlings that don't do any damage. Swing with dreadlings that do no damage. So we're gaining lots of health, but our deck has only one line of play that can get us to a win. And that is to find one of the bulky whatever they're called in here that will deal a damage every time a dreadling gets sacrificed. And we'll just throw you under the bus. And the cycle repeats. How much health is that? Because I could just let the Shambling Junker hit. That's 1, 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dreadlings a turn. I'm just gonna let that thing hit me. Okay, the shard is not helpful. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 health a turn. Alright, so we are actually getting beaten down faster than gaining health because of these two. So that's 20 damage coming in. Alright, we'll let one hit. And you know what, I should actually just be probably strangling one of those at this point. Yeah, get out of here. Here's something I can hit. shard is not helpful. Stalled game is stalled.
There's a great disturbance in the force.
Alright. When a spider enters play under your control, you may exhaust target troop.
Suddenly silence.
So, Artifaction is actually winning this here. It's just taking... We're in the slow slide towards Oblivion. Oh, and I'm flooding out. Oh, Dungeon Master's flooding. Come on, Bulky. I need you. Points of damage a turn. Yeah, that's not what I needed. I'm gonna sit on it for a minute. Just because of the value proposition of a bulky one turn into that the next could end it. This is a pretty painful death. And that's a lot of damage. Oh, almost, but not quite lethal. Charge power is worthless. Let's get rid of one of you. Ooh, game's chugging now. My game might have just locked. Okay, nope, never mind. It decided to respond again. Swing all you worthless dreadlings. They don't even swing hard enough to tickle. Look at the size of this. 90 things in the crypt. Alright, have to throw one Dread Botanist under the bus. That was not what was needed here. And that's gonna do it. Jorgen's Workshop creates spiders. The web guards lock down the two blockers. Swing for lethal. Ugh. That was such a grind. Alright, Artifaction got it. Alright, so here's what's left of the dungeon. 3 out of the 4 bonus rooms have fallen. The top 2 pillars have both fallen. So your avenues through the dungeon right now are to go to room 2, 3, or 5. And then from there work your way towards pillar 2 or 3. The choice is yours. Let's beeline through 3 towards 21. Alright, you're taking the same path that Raptos was taken earlier on tonight. Alright, shoot me the challenge when you are ready. We'll go 3, 8, 17, 21. Lock that in now to save time. Sounds good. Now I know now we all know exactly what route you're taking. Alright, Scheme is one of the rares in the deck here. Choose an action in your deck. Create 4 copies of a card with that as action's name and put them into your deck. Sit on the champion power here for a minute. Really needed a shard. Hey, got rid of a tactician. Alright, so Scheme. How evil are we feeling? Honest with how shard screwed I am, it may have to be 4 copies of Chronic Madness. I think that's a little too evil. So I'll do Azure Fang Decree instead. I don't think I have ever schemed into Chronic Madness on anybody. Well, given how shard screwed I am and how fast the deck can be, maybe Dungeon Master needs to be more ruthless. Alright, so got the 3rd shard. Can start hitting Azure Fang Decrees now.
I will finish what you started.
So that's pretty much going to be able to tap out now to complete the pass and neuter all our troops. So I'm going to actually take a threat off the board while Spiderling still has teeth. Oh, hey, just kidding. It doesn't. That's one to stun the Dreadling. Still going to take 4. Still pretty much dead next turn. I really don't think that mattered. 3 damage. Yeah, I mean, you stun these 2. That's still 3 damage swinging in. So Nin is super dead. That's 2 down, 3 to go. I'm gonna take down notice here. Let me know if you wish to challenge the dungeon. Alright, so we're up on number 8. Alright, and so just to kind of announce this now, Stigma, so that you're not like waiting around for no reason. We're gonna finish Artifaction's run. I'll give Lukao a second run, and then I'm gonna call it a night at that point. So all 3 of you will have had 2 cracks at the dungeon tonight. Just because I'm looking at the clock right now and it's already 9:30, so that's gonna be as late as I'm really able to stay up. So I'm going to go ahead and take a Sapphire off of this. Pass the turn. I don't think this janky deck has any chance in heck of getting around what Ivan Slagpod is trying to achieve. Throw down a blocker, and oh, that's all I can do. I want this deck to kill somebody once. It's never happened. I really want this deck to kill somebody once. And if it happens, it's going to be a highlight. So, Star Touch Watcher really doesn't need to be bigger than an 0-4 in this matchup. It just needs to block some Dreadlings. Shard Ward, unfortunately, and Shard Ward doesn't do squat against that combo. I don't know if this... I don't even remember if this technique has double threshold on any of those things. So I'm going to Oracle Song for a couple cards. We'll Arcane Focus for some more. I'll focus for focus, I guess. Put those back in the deck. And just chill. Cute. Start pinging me for 2 every turn. Hey, there's our first sliver of the Immortal Spear. Need to find a second blood, but Demented Demolisher is the end game. Step 1, get Demented Demolisher down. Step 2, sacrifice and void all resources from your deck. That would get us into a position where we're finding nothing but the slivers of the Immortal Spear and the other things that can... Oh, that's gross. So that is now unblockable and can be pumped. So that's a good candidate for Lullaby, just to revert that nonsense off. So I think is to lullaby that if they both swing means that you can just move things over again. So I think instead this time we'll Shard Ward against Ruby. Another sliver of the Immortal Spearing there. Throw the Arcane Focus and the Shard Ward back in the deck. And sit behind our wall of 04s. You're not hitting me that way. Alright, so if we live long enough, we can break all the resources out of the deck. So it's so jank. Never gotten it to work. No! No! Killed the Demented Demolisher, so I couldn't use it. I couldn't have him break itself. Well, here's another one. Pain. Alright, so let's see what we get. That doesn't really help. That doesn't matter. Sacrifice this void all resources from your deck. We go down to from 48 down to 28. I honestly don't want to put anything else back in those back in the deck. I'll play that empowered for lulz. But I think the drilling generation combo off of those is just enough to do it. So we're dead next turn. Actually, I lied. We're dead this turn. 4 blocks against 5 swingers, so there's really no point in blocking. Alright, so janky deck has still never actually fulfilled its janky purpose. That is alright. Artifaction continues cruise control towards the end. We are now, for the sake of you at home, on room number 17, the second to last room as it comes to assaulting pillar number 3. And again, this stream tonight is making up for the fact that I missed last Wednesday. We are going to be still streaming tomorrow, Wednesday, at the normal time. So if you don't have another crack at it today, show up tomorrow, and we will be playing some more. Alright, this is a good hand. Turn 1 Gust Mage, turn 2 Ashwood Solo, or Ashwood Firebrand, turn 3 Spearcliff Captain. Just beginning the process of building up that prize pool again after pandemic came in and wiped out the prize pool that had been building up. Over 30 failed attempts. It had been weeks worth of prize building. He came, he saw, he kicked ass. So I think I actually want to do this here and double and valor both of these, and then crash in with them to try to start applying some pressure. And then next turn can Spearcliff Captain and put a valor there. Okay, never mind. That changes the math. That needs to be Pyre Striked. As a matter of fact, going to do that pre-combat here so that both of these are going to get through. Cavern Sentry, when you play an Underworld troop, summon a Dreadling. I'm going to put a Valor there just to make that a little bit harder for Artifaction to pick off. Two War Machinists and a Treacherous Pass. And a Jorgen's Workshop. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's enough troops to basically complete the Treacherous Pass. Alright, Banner online. Going to be getting 1 Valor every turn. That's only 4 damage there. No! Alright, Probably Fate Weaving for a non-shard. One, two, three, four. Oh, this is rough because the only way to win is to keep swinging in and trying to push in damage, but that's going to be punishing. Alright, so Bring to Justice only hits a troop. Need to get rid of one of the key pieces of what's causing us so much agony. Spread the Valor Love. Deal 5. Could have lethal next turn if all of these troops live. Okay, that's 3. That's 6. Should be lethal. Just got there in time. Whew! Literally would have been next turn. Dead next turn. That was, you know, just slightest little difference, and that game would have gone either way. Good games, Artifaction. Very, very well fought. Very much a nail biter. Let's update the prize list here. Super, super close. Skin of my teeth, I got away with that one. Alright, so we've added 2,000 gold into the prize pool, which is now at 9k gold on the gold front. Don't judge my nail biting. I would not, especially when I am prone to doing the same thing myself sometimes. Alright, and our final run of the night is going to be the Great Lukau. As promised. So Artifaction, Raptos, and Lukau all will have had 2 attempts at the dungeon tonight. And we will be back at the same time tomorrow, 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific, aka 7 to 10 p.m. Central. Double dose of Dungeon Master this week. And I am likely to expand this to 2 nights a week. Right now it's just kind of a special thing. Wednesday is going to remain the main night because that's the night I have been doing for months. So people know to expect me on Wednesday. And then I'm debating between Tuesday and Thursday as to what the other night's going to be. Don't really want to do Friday because I can't guarantee every Friday. Because I sometimes go out and have a social life on Fridays, and I can't really guarantee weekends for that same weekend. I think, is that right? Ooh, CAOS, right? Yeah. So sorry if I literally just sent you 2 challenges back to back to back, but I'm kind of spacing, so I wanted to make sure that you had one active. And we'll give this a little bit for Lukau to respond, and we'll get this run rolling. Next dungeon has not been built or completed yet, but and I haven't decided if it's going to be standard or immortal format, but it's going to be very heavily Frostheart based. It'd be a good idea to get your hands on as many Frostheart cards as you can. Again, common. I'm going to be sticking with common and uncommon only as the theme for ease of access to all possible players. So if you've been playing Evos and stuff, you're gonna be fine. I'm not gonna make the deck building so narrow though that it's only Frostheart constructed, so that you can't build a deck if you don't have Frostheart. Because I think that limits the possibilities a little bit too much. Lukau, are you still with us? Still here? Is they're showing as in chat, or they were. Yeah, they're still showing as in chat. Otherwise, I'm going to give them another minute or two. Otherwise, I'm just going to sign off here, and we shall pick up the action again tomorrow night. We shall see. Last call. Not getting any response either via Twitch chat or in game here. They may have stepped away, unfortunately. So yeah, you've been watching Dungeon Masters of Entrath. This is the bonus. This has been a bonus stream to account for the fact that I was sick last Wednesday and didn't stream at my normal time. We will be streaming as always tomorrow night, 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific. I use Pacific time a lot just because Hex is a California-based company. I am in Minnesota. I myself work on Central Time, so tomorrow's stream would be 7 to 10 p.m. for me. We will do some. I will be taking challengers to compete in the dungeon again, and we will see if anybody is able to win the grand prize. So, since I haven't heard back from Lukau, I'm gonna shut her down here for the night. Hope to catch you all tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. It's been fun.